Welcome to the Disrupt Now podcast. This is Natalie Viglione, your host, and this is season 2, unlocking the cosmic mysteries around New Earth magic. My desire is to bring conversations that serve as cosmic medicine for all of the sacred souls that seek the revealing of the magic and mystery of the organic celestial energies. I powerfully step in as a sacred vessel for the cosmic mother, or as we can say, the divine feminine energy rising. I walk an authentic druidic path of primordial tradition, and I am here to share wisdom and the highest truth for the betterment of all beings, animals, minerals, plant life, and all that is. Please join me on this journey to explore and awaken the magic again. Welcome to another episode, and I am so grateful. Today I have an in-person new friend, but not new, soul-wise. I have Tarah. I'm going to let you do your introduction, but this is okay. Tarah.
Hi, guys.
When Mark and I moved here to Tennessee, she founded a group called Be Free Tennessee, and so of course, ironically, Mark met someone and it was just one of those divine synchronicities.
And here we are in the middle of Tennessee, like neither ever thinking that we would ever be here, live here, or end up here.
No, in fact, this is a good point to say, who are you, what you do, and what has your journey been to come here? In a nutshell.
Yeah. Otherwise, do we have 46 years?
Yeah, 46. I'll tell you the story.
Yeah. Like Natalie said, my name is Tarah, and I have been in Tennessee for about 2.5 years. And I was drawn here, guided here intuitively by my own inner guidance, my own instructions. I had a friend who had lived near here, and so it was like, ooh, what's Tennessee? Tell me more. Yeah, I was just really drawn to this area, and I know it's the energy here and the mountains and the land, and then just it's ancient and just, oh my gosh. And I hear this story from so many people that have moved here recently, right? Like, how did you end up here? I don't really know the answers. I don't know.
Yeah, why? I don't know.
I don't know, Rachel. I just felt like the right thing. So, yeah, and so I have had so many iterations of what I've done, right? For work. Like, I'm teaching natural law.
And I'm in her class.
She's in my, this cohort, which is
program.
Awesome.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. And so we can talk more about that.
Yeah.
But that's like on the inner and outer sides of freedom. So I feel like what I've done has always been around knowing, and this is the word you've used today, liberation, but knowing that we are ultimately free. And the coming in as a human and being like, oh, but this is not the experience here. Freedom. And so how can, in knowing that, always knowing that since I was a kid, what are you guys doing? This is fucked up. Like, why is it like this? Being like, but it can be like this. Seeing like the bigger picture and what freedom can be, and that's the journey I've been on. So the inner and the outer. Freedom, it started with like freedom in my body because I had a lot of health issues since I was a kid. And so that led me to becoming an acupuncturist, which I still practice, and Chinese medicine, but all kinds of other, you name it, I've probably taken a course when it comes to like energy work and natural healing, all the things. So that, and then coaching, life coaching, all of that, all different iterations of the same thing. It's just, okay, let's find out who are you and why are you here? Which is a question that isn't just a one and done.
It's an ever unfolding, ever evolving, ever expanding journey.
And as soon as you think you got it figured out, life is, ooh, but what about this?
Yeah, let me throw you this curveball, sisters.
Yeah. You're like, what?
Misters, yeah.
I thought I knew what I was doing.
Yep. We are going to talk about how the quote-unquote future, knowing the quote-unquote future, is actually very hard. Being from the future is even harder. And when we met, we instantly knew we were both from a future timeline in which we've shared timelines of and with. And let's just look at, what is your name again?
Terra.
Is that like New Earth or something?
Is it?
I think.
Does that mean Earth?
It has something, some deep, higher evolved evolution of Earth meaning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Let's just take like a name as simple as that can be and how important it is to look at that. And then extracting my name, which is, it means origin or birth. So bringing in origin codes, bringing in origin memories. And, ooh, I'm getting lots of chills. And when two souls meet that are from a quote unquote future timeline, what happens? I can only imagine in the ether what combined energies are swirling around. I think we both feel this. There's something brewing.
Yes.
It's like percolating.
It is.
Like this, like
It's like
tickling.
on the energetic levels. It's like an exciting,
Yeah.
now we've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
And now what's going to happen? And
Yeah.
what can we do with that?
Yeah. Here.
Yeah.
And this is really interesting because with Mark and moving here, he's been ignited. Mark, my husband, just as a reminder for folks that haven't listened before, is igniting it here, like locally too. So there's something here that will birth, that is new earthness.
Yes. Yeah.
New earthness.
New earthness. That's the name of whatever we do.
Okay, that's perfect. Welcome to New Earthness.
To earthness.
And we're probably going to go into some improv on getting rid of the old world.
Oh my God.
Because this happens every
my.
time. Every time we're sitting together, so there might be some of that. So just laying, we don't really know where this is going to go, but that is like a foundation. Is when you're from the quote unquote future, it makes it being here really fucking hard.
Really fucking hard.
Yeah.
And I just said that to you when I was like, oh my God, I have chosen the hardest possible path at every single turn. Because we were just talking about twin souls, twin flames, and I was like, I don't really want this. Like, oh my God, it's hard. It's so hard. Why did I choose this? So yeah.
Yeah, and the energies lately. So we're recording this literally on July 4th, which is hilarious. For many reasons.
Independence Day, guys.
We are free!
Oh yeah. Really?
What?
I'm sorry. And what definition of that do you use?
I
I
don't know. Being enslaved, I thought wasn't free.
Yeah, I thought so too. Oh my God, does that mean not free?
I think it doesn't.
What are we gonna do about it?
Nothing!
Yay!
Let's go do fireworks.
Let's have red, white, and blue Jello shots. I'm sorry, nothing wrong with any of that.
I have actually done all of those
Me
things.
too. We're like a very non-judgmental.
Yeah, no,
space
it's
here
not
of
about
like
judging.
No, we're not like higher, more spiritual ego, or like, oh my God.
But it is fully realizing what I was doing by playing in that energy wasn't helping me. And it certainly wasn't helping anything else.
Yeah.
While all those things are fun and I don't know, I just have a different view on what things mean and what I'm willing to, what games I'm willing to play and what games I'm not willing to play anymore.
Because some of them can be fun.
Yeah, I actually would totally do, if we had red, white, and blue Jello shots,
I'd do one.
I would actually do one right now.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. We should have
thought about
those. Oops, I have a red cup with some water.
I have a blue cup.
See? Oh, and it's white water.
Yeah, you're wearing a white shirt.
Oh, great.
And I have white polka dots.
Oh, perfect.
We're good.
Okay.
So here we go.
All right.
Patriot.
Oh God, that word, patriot. That's a scary word, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's think about this for 2 seconds. That when we say from the future in quotations, like the words that I know that if you listen to this podcast often, you always hear me say the eternal now, and like how that's really what we're dealing with is the now, and there's no future, there's no past. We're really in this morphing energy that is, and it's all things collapsing into oneness, so to speak. But what are your words for that? And then when did you full on realize, oh my God, I'm totally not either I'm not from here or I'm from,
Yeah, like that feeling of wanting to go home.
Yeah.
But not knowing what that means, where that is, whatever. I really feel like when I was a kid, I just knew something was off here.
Yeah.
If you will.
Yeah.
It's like, why are people mean to each other? Why are they fighting? Why is there violence? Or why don't they just say what they mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it seems so complex and complicated and unnecessary.
Yes, unnecessary is the word.
It seems so unnecessary, all this weird, like, hate and violence. Anyway, so that was like a feeling, and I knew very young, but then it was like, of course, my family of origin they're all very beautiful and wonderful in their own ways, but not at all clued in.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't like there was an opportunity.
Yeah,
like,
to talk
for most
about
of
it.
us.
Yeah.
To be like, wait, that doesn't.
So let me reflect real quick.
Yeah.
Does this jive with you?
Yeah.
They'd be like,
huh? Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Are you ours?
Psych ward.
Yeah, exactly. But I definitely was a very sensitive child, and I got teased a lot because I couldn't do the mean girl thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like let's gang up on. I was the one because I was just like, I just wanted to be nice to everybody. So that definitely was a really hard, I don't know if I call it a rite of passage into this harsh world. I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. Yeah. And then I got really depressed in like my 20s, my late 20s, like the Saturn return. I was just super depressed, like for a couple years. It's an acupuncture school, but I was just like...
Isn't that interesting? You're in acupuncture school. You're learning about energy, and it's like the time that interesting.
Yeah. And I just went, and it was because of that feeling of not feeling like I belonged to anywhere and with anyone. And because even in acupuncture school, again, beautiful, loving, wonderful people, but I didn't meet anybody that was like, that I could talk to about, I don't think I'm from here, or whatever words I could put to it. So then it wasn't until, I moved to Hawaii when I was 30, and then I did this past life regression session, and where I had a, past life, whatever words you want to use, but just for ease sake, different timeline, different dimension, or wherever I was, whatever I was doing, it explained a lot. And then it was just, I got this relief, and just this, okay, so I did come here to volunteer, whatever, to do this thing and be here. And so then it helped me to really love the human experience, and being human, and because I fought it otherwise, not even consciously, but it was just like this like rejection of it. I don't want that because it doesn't feel good, doesn't feel right. And I'm like, but it is, I did choose it, and it is, because wherever we come from, whatever the future is or whatever, I know that being human means something very different. It's a very different thing. It's not what it is now.
Very beautiful.
Yes.
Divine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It means so much.
Yeah.
And did you go on a journey, even after that experience of, okay, I know this, were you even then surrounded by anybody that you could really talk to about it?
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, I did. I started to meet people.
Okay, interesting.
In Hawaii.
Yeah.
not a lot, but a few.
Yeah. It's all you need.
It's all you need.
At least one.
At least, yeah, exactly. And so, I definitely started to get some community, and some of it you have to sift through the nonsense, because I'll be like, okay, that's not real, but let me find the real. And even today, there's only a handful of real, like you, and I have a few other girlfriends, real connections, and I'm like, okay, this isn't fluffy, fake bullshit, spirituality nonsense. This is but the life started to support that, or whatever, however we want to call that.
Yeah, that's interesting, because
did you have that experience too, or?
Yeah, and I think we've hinted on this a lot, like in our conversations, even up to this point. There was something different about us from the freaking get-go. Came out of the womb going, oh, hell no, what is this shit?
Get the fuck out, give me back.
Like something is not right.
Yes.
And I've shared this story often. It was even to the point where, like, my poor parents, they're trying to give me this human experience, and they're trying to make me believe in Santa Claus, and I'm like, stop it. 2 years old going, no, it's you guys, I already know. And they're like, they even, like, the story is they even took bells outside my window, like the whole thing. And I'm like, no.
You're like, hi, Mom.
Yeah.
Hi, Dad.
So that
Oh.
I can imagine. I can only imagine, honestly. It used to make me so, I remember, I mean, I've been through the anger phases of like, why, if you would have an origin family that could reflect to you that you're an indigo, you're the star seed, I would say we are carrying that indigo energy, which is very triggering. Very much just our energy triggers people.
Oh, yeah.
And that is very difficult to hold.
Yes.
Because when we're young, I didn't know I was an empath. I didn't know these words. I couldn't, but I knew, like you, there's something wrong with this place.
Yeah.
What they're trying to shove down my throat is incorrect, not real, and stupid. And again, now I can look at this from the lens of, that's what they knew. And that is okay. But for me, it was very hard to get out. I spent my 20s, I was quite angry. And even, I had some bouts even later of having to deal with a lot of that ripping away of the programming and like getting over the treatment of when your father, it's just those kinds of origin family energies that you need to like cleanse out of the body.
Yeah.
But I know when I really found out, it was I had gotten a divorce and went through a whole hell thing in my mid-20s. That's when I started to begin to really say the energies of the consciousness and the streaming that I carry was really showing me then. Do you get it now? You're not here for that. Do you get it now? And so I started to accept it more. But I do fully realize, like you, but I didn't until I left corporate almost 9 years, 8.5, almost 9 years ago now. It's really interesting because I knew all the things and I used it as secret weapons in my career. But then when I left to launch my own mission, it's like everything of not wanting to be my body caught up with me. And then I got really ill. So it took until I was almost 40, 30. I was in my late 30s at that point when it all hit me. So like you, similar journey of not wanting to be in the body, not wanting to really be here, knowing that we need to accept it, but having to really fully accept that.
Yeah. It's hard.
It's
really hard.
Being from the future is hard.
Yeah. Being from the future is really fucking hard. So hard.
So hard.
Why?
And then we've had to go on this journey of I would enter into spiritual like groups and then be like, oh yeah. No. And then I would leave as soon then leave because it's the whole, all right, we're coming together in sacred circle and you have to wear your white dress because otherwise you're not spiritual.
No, and they won't know where to find us if we're not wearing white.
Exactly.
And then we're going to be in ceremony for an hour. And I'm not, of course, there's many beautiful things to ceremony. I am not.
No, there are
many beautiful things.
Yes.
To certain.
About true,
authentic,
genuine ceremony.
With pure intentions and all of that.
Yes.
But but the whole just the spiritual ego, I run into that so much.
My God.
It's just, it's not any different than any other ego that you have. It's no different. The dogma is the same.
Exactly.
It's the same shit.
And the dogmatic way of doing it.
Yeah.
Like you have to do, it's the similar reason why, to me, it was like when I was trying to go in mainstream college and that was like oil and water. And I was in a sorority for a minute. It was like I lasted a whole year, but it was that kind of feeling of kumbayaing around something where there isn't this genuine intention. And it really, those are the things that really kept throwing me off my game, because I'd be like, but you guys, what?
Yeah.
Don't you know what it's supposed to be?
Yeah.
Like, that's hard.
Yeah. It's really hard. And to just have to go. And we both did a lot of just going along with it.
Yeah.
Just because what else do you do? Especially when you're young. Like when I was like, this is it. So we're doing this.
Yeah.
So, but then there was always this nagging, longing, loneliness, this deep down, and so that was, of course, in the human experience, the opportunity to love yourself, all these wonderful things.
And
right?
and it's true.
It holds true.
But it doesn't make it easier.
No, of
and we
course
can
not.
get it, but it doesn't make it easier.
No, it doesn't mean get it in your head too all you want, but the embodiment of it is what we're here for.
Yeah.
We're here to embody as
Yeah.
humans. And so that too, when I went on my, and I know you have this as well, that whole like enlightened spiritual journey of really easy to be like, oh, I'm not the body, I'm not in the body,
Staying in the crown and the here,
in the bliss, and it's pure bliss. It is,
Yeah.
because you don't really care about it. Because you're just like, oh, I'm source, and that's all that matters, and source can come through me, and I can act as a human, as source. But then it's like, that's also not it, because I'm still denying, even though I'm telling myself I'm not, I'm still denying my body, and my body brought me back, because
yes.
it was like that. You're not here for that.
Exactly.
You're not here for that.
Yeah, and I actually feel like what these times are asking for, well, the energy, so this is where I get into, I would say it was like 2019 moving into 2020 was a major like tumultuous moment, yet also it was this breaking open, which was really interesting, and it was right before all the ridiculousness of all the
scamdemic,
all the shit
hit
the fan. And end of 2019, I remember I was writing and going, or thinking and writing about this concept of, I don't understand, the word now used, why this would happen, why did we incarnate here if nothing's gonna change? Because I can't.
I'm over it.
I am out.
Yep.
And I don't know what that meant, but it was just this feeling of, just no. If you are gonna make me be here in this, also having to heal so deeply, all the levels of healing that I'm having to do, and I got back into that, like, what the fuck feeling. Then early 2020, before the whole thing happened, which I know we both looked at that and said, oh hell
no,
we're not doing this.
No.
But right before that is when I basically all the timelines collapsed into me, and I became one with that avatar construct, is the words I would say, because I literally got slammed to the ground and just wept I was outside meditating, whatever, but it was from that moment forward, things have been flooding in about what origin looks like, what we would say is the Terra Gaia timelines, like truly the future in what linear time, but not timelines is really all I guess we can say, spiraling timelines. And when you've seen the beauty and the perfection, or more I should say, not the perfection, because there's still this experience, there's an experience like underway, but the beauty of what it is supposed to be like without evil or vile factions trying
dark
to
forces,
that totally suffocating, when you know what it is like without that, and what it was, how these beautiful living creatures we all lived in harmony, what harmony feels like, even though there's still free will, there's still hard choices, there's still a lot of things that transpire, you still have to experience
emotion, there's still all of that,
you're still gonna get hurt by a loved one. It's not all freaking fun and games, but it's not that to me is how I would say that has been the hardest to swallow and take in and hold. And just thought I'd share. What about for you?
It's no wonder. Here we come from that, right, into whatever this soup is that we're in. And when it is, okay, this is part of humanity's evolution, and it is a necessary part of that. But knowing, even on a conscious level at all times in my life, because I certainly didn't.
Sure.
But just knowing, oh my God, this is so painful and hard unnecessarily. Yeah.
There's that word again.
Yeah. It's just like, you guys, we don't have to do it this way.
Yeah.
Like you can do it differently. Like you just gotta. And I guess I've always, if I could use a word to describe myself, it would be fearless.
Yeah.
And I mean that in a way that I'm not afraid. I've moved to new places without knowing anybody and with a suitcase, and I've done that several times in my life. If something comes up for me and okay, let me look at that. Like so that to me is maybe the difference.
Yeah.
Between like maybe someone who's been incarnated in this sort of earth soup for a while, and they've accumulated so much trauma.
Yeah.
And I'm so afraid to look at these things, and I'm always like, why? It doesn't make sense. Why are you so afraid to look at that? Because it's okay, because it can be better.
The truth will set us free.
Yes.
That's what that means.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And so that's hard for me to see when people I'm like, it doesn't have to be that hard. You don't have to be that in your way and that in your head. And of course, I'm talking about one person to you. It's really not. But I also get there's
the other side of
lifetimes, generations of pain and trauma and
that haven't been cleared.
That haven't been cleared by any. And so now this person comes into this incarnation and they're tasked with doing that. And I don't know, maybe not. And that's for a lot of people. That goes for a lot of people. They are tasked now in these times with saying enough is enough.
Exactly.
We are going to end this generational bullshit trauma, and I'm going to deal with it.
Yep. Taking it all into our bodies.
Yes.
Being the breaker of chains. My ailments have actually shown up in the body.
Oh yeah. Dude.
Not here, but mine came on as weight and protection.
Yep.
Defense. And now, and then try to love yourself when you are 50 plus over pounds versus what you were. Go ahead and try.
Yeah.
That was my task. Do it.
Yeah.
Find unconditional love in that. Or anything. You can have unconditional love for what you are here to heal. And therein lies, I think, the hardest part of the journey.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this before we hit record. Weren't we?
Yes.
That
unconditional love.
Yep.
Yep.
For ourselves. Because again, having it for other beings, human or animal alike, is not us.
Right. Yes, it is on an ultimate level, but like individuation is a thing. We're all here to be individuals.
Yes,
you know
in the oneness.
In the oneness, in the oneness. But we're here to be and to go. Hey, here's this thing that you don't like about yourself, or you feel like you're not enough, because that's been my task lately. Is like you feel the rejection of this, but it's not real, but it feels real. And it's okay, and so now that's the piece of yourself. It's a reclamation, because it's not like it's not there.
Reclamation. Yeah,
it's there. The unconditional love. It's just what we are, so we don't have to go searching for it.
Exactly. Yep.
It's just
Yep. Yep. I remember this was also 2020, which was a lot. That was a very activating year for me. You know, in that way. A
lot of people.
Yeah, for lots. And another like insane experience that I had was an incident happened, made me face, actually this isn't true, that's not true, it was a reverse. Anyway, my sacred heart, as I would say, the cosmic mother, burst through that shock, that 8th chakra, the heart behind the heart, open. Like, I've never felt anything like there were several, I've felt lots of things like that, but in my heart space. And when that came fully online, I wrote this huge article about unconditional love, what it means. And then started to really reflect on me and how, oh God, like I don't love myself at all. And this journey, by the way, was years in the making. Like it took 3 years for me to even get to learn how to have the shift inside to actually have unconditional love for myself. So when that happened, then I got faced with this really insane experience with Mark, that collided with the, let's fucking test your unconditional love, baby. And did. And we made it through, and and I was like, oh my God, if that bursting open didn't happen before that moment in time, I don't know how I would have dealt with the situation. So we are also working with some things that have taken place in our timelines here, right in this incarnation, happen, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to deal with it in that moment, but it can be a year from now, 6 months from now, 3 months, 3 minutes. I don't know, but it's like that's how you know we're not really working with time in a linear way. Yeah, it's like things dropping in to prepare us for when that thing faces us, and we can go, oh, here it is. You know,
right? Yeah, that's I love that you said that, because you know what my experience right now in this moment is such that I'm like, really, I still have that in, and we all do this, right? Haven't I worked through that? When I love myself like as much as I possibly can, it's no, actually you haven't, and I'm like, how much more is there? What? And then this twin experience is such that it's like, oh, that's because I feel like I unconditionally love a lot of things and people and places and myself and whatever, but this is like nothing I've ever experienced, you know what I mean? And it's like that mirror of giving each other exactly what we need. Like I'm getting the rejection to love myself, and he's getting the unconditional love to be like, I don't deserve that, to love himself. It's like these mirror, and I'm just like, what? Why? But yeah, I just didn't think at this stage in it's that ego part of me.
Sure.
That's I've done that.
Yeah. Oh, I totally worked on that.
Like I totally love myself.
Like I did a course on it.
Done a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's a lifelong journey. But it's not. It's
well,
one.
It's
It's like,
no. It's a shift. There's nothing that can prepare. There's nothing external that is going to make that shift happen within you. I could have taken every course.
It's only catalyst. There can be catalysts from others.
Catalysts.
Yes, catalysts. But then it's up to us.
Exactly.
To
take it to that depth.
It's life that does that, and I think that's why. One reason why I love coaching and I love working with people and stuff. But I've also learned a lot as someone who works with people, and whether it's acupuncture coaching, natural, whatever. That people are where they are, and you can only meet them there. And invite them to something. But we were talking about this too, taking off that burden of like, I'm here to help, or guy, or whatever. It's maybe, you know, but also it's like, we're just here being us, and then it can maybe help other people, but
that's it. Yeah, we come in, and I know we both came in with the same code, or DNA, whatever you want to call it, that actually has said, or has made us feel, I gotta fix everything. Yeah. Let me fix you.
I know how that can be better.
Yeah.
Like seeing, like really genuinely being able to see how it can be better.
When you can see timelines of others and their true potential, you're like, oh, yeah. Let me tell you how easy this could be for you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh man.
And then you're like, oh, fuck, that's not gonna happen.
It doesn't work like that.
Oh, yeah, because this crazy energy in the past month and change, whatever that change, 6 weeks, I don't know.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Yeah, is
Yo. How do you even?
You get it? Healing eons of grief and dealing with we're each carrying different memories. The catalyst that pushed us into the energy of that this deep experience. And then part of that healing has been lifting off I am not here to fix everything. I have to letting go. Yep. I've been through some shit. You've been through some shit. We think, fearless, again, fearless is never not having fear. It's moving through it. walking with it as your partner.
Doesn't mean you don't feel fear. It means that you do it anyway.
Exactly.
And you're just like, because there's no other choice to me.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to do this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, do I want to stay stuck and miserable? No, of course not. That's the blueprint, but that's not everybody. That's not most people.
No.
I would say most people are like, I'm just going to be comfortable, and I'm just going to do. I might be miserable, but it's okay. Yeah. Because I know this.
Yes.
And I don't know that, so I'm not going over there.
Yeah. Exactly.
When we're like, come on, it's better over here.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know if that's true. Is that true? Is it better? We're like, huh?
Exactly.
But that's not up to us.
It's not up to us. But what we can't, but letting that, I don't know, letting go has been, I guess that's the underscore of what I'm doing. Letting go of these, we don't know. The way things are unfolding, we don't know. We don't really know what's next. And not one person, not one human on this planet does. And if they say they do, what I'm saying is these charlatans that come along and be like, on October 25th, this and this is going to happen. That is actually what I would say is a hijacked consciousness, because that's bringing fear or whatever in. Now, on the other end of that spectrum, saying by a certain time frame, this is what we collectively will have been going through is different.
Yeah, that's different.
That's different.
Yeah.
And that is a positive energy, because it's being able to clearly see all of this work that we're doing in this individual level, in our own unique, but also the same, so many similar ways.
Yeah.
Wow. Imagine.
Yeah.
Like what that is actually doing.
Yeah.
Whew.
The ripple effects.
The clearing.
Yeah.
The knowing that we're not here to fix everything, and just standing up as what I would say is just this, it's like a sacred warrior, a sacred leader, and just walking the path and saying, if you want, this is a path. And you are welcome.
You can come on it.
Yeah. And if you don't, that's cool too.
Yep.
I'm not going to exactly want to play in that arena that you're playing in, and I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
But that's fine. You can be over there doing your thing, and we'll do our thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which I guess is really that bifurcation. Or I think it's a trifurcation energy, because it's no longer trying to shake oil and water up to mix anymore. It's more of a separation, a natural, organic separation, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And it's not, I would say it's absolutely required.
Yeah, it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we can't.
For all souls to be on their path, because not everybody's here for the journey of, I want things to be better.
Exactly. I really have many years ago read in the Law of One workings from whenever that was, 70s, 80s, and a piece of that, there's pieces of it kind of stick in my brain, because I feel like that was a very high vibing group.
Yeah.
Truly full of love.
Yeah. And
truly a connection. And a lot of it wasn't that interesting to me.
Yeah.
But
I've read the Law.
Yeah. But a piece of it, which is, there's a lot of souls that are just going to go do their density but in an easier realm, to where they can actually, their souls are going to be able to actually evolve. Because here, we're dealing with, the way I speak about this, yes, these energies were always allowed, but they weren't allowed to get this extreme. This is actually tearing apart the universe, the creation aspect of things. Yeah. And that's not allowed. No, you cannot play against universal laws. Laws of creation. Yeah. Like, you just can't.
Nature.
Yeah,
you can't do it.
Natural laws, you can't. And so
you can try, and you are, and it is they're trying.
Oh yeah.
Big
and
time.
They've done a pretty damn good job.
Pretty bang up job.
Yeah. About getting us to where we are now.
Yeah.
But it can't happen anymore, and that separation of that faction that doesn't want origin, connection, one infinite creator, God, source, primeval, cosmic mother, all those names, all these things that are real and true, and the real connections that we have. But so many souls have just been like, it's just like trip. And if you never are evolving, there literally is no point in creation.
Yeah.
So therefore, yeah. So that piece has stuck with me because that makes that is a truth.
Yeah.
Like, again, there's a lot of souls that aren't going to cross that same bridge we're crossing. They're just going to go. There's an easier third density experience somewhere else, and that's going to allow them to actually
evolve.
Yeah.
Yep.
And begin that creation process for their own experience, for that experience.
Yeah.
And this is part of the things that I've been, like, the letting go aspect.
Yep.
Knowing that is the case and that's okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That is it just, I don't, it just, I'm like, I don't know. We've talked about this too. I've cried a lot in my life. I cry every day. I see a bird with its baby and I cry.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'm a leaky mountain of emotion is what Mark calls me. So I cry at beauty. I cry at unnecessary suffering. But I have never wept like I have in the past, in this current energy, 6 weeks or whatever. Ever.
Yeah. I'm with you, sister. You know I am. You know, I've been like, I'm an emotional person. I can cry at like a beautiful, just seeing nature or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not a terribly emotional person. I never really have. I'm pretty even Steven, pretty steady Eddie for the most part. That's just my nature. But this past, I would say 6 months for me has been, I have more the past few months for sure.
Yeah.
Never, ever cried more in my life. Every day, all throughout the day, be out in pub and just randomly something, like we went to the baseball game last night. I went with Jeremy and it was like this huge crowd. And then I'm just like, and I just started crying. I was like sitting there and I started bawling. And he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to go. You know, it was just like I couldn't, it's just, yeah.
Yeah. And that, I guess this is so getting back to our core here. I don't know, I just did a video like on death and rebirth because that's what it feels like. Collapsing timelines, healing eons of grief. These are all the things that have come up. But it might be even more profound in that it's, like you said earlier, clean slate.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you, clean slate?
Letting go is a big part of that. So it's all these things, and we were talking about this too. I've always been someone with a really strong sense of conviction, if you will. Yeah. About certain things. Like, oh, I know that this is truth and this is truth. And that holds true for some things, but these past months I'm like, I honestly don't know what I feel to be true, what I believe in. And so it's really just wiping it all clean so that what is really feel true. I know there's ultimate truths and I do still feel those, nature and all the love and all that. Yeah. But it's, okay, what is it that, and so that's the clean slate. It's, it doesn't feel like it's bravery right now, but it does feel like a brave thing to do, to be like, I'm going to wipe it all clean again. And I've done this before, but again in my life, and see what is still there. Yeah. People, energy, belief systems. Yeah, I think it's like literally, I just got a vision of, and this is why I think that movie really plays into some of our souls, that Matrix trilogy, not trilogy anymore, but anyway, the Matrix films, that unplugging of the plugs. Yes. That's what we're doing in so many ways, is if there's any iota of programming from this hijacking energy, it's got to go. Yeah. It's got to go. Any untruths, any little threads of it's not allowed, because it's not in alignment with nature's principles, with pure love, that unconditional love. It's just not. And so it isn't allowed. And those energies are not allowed where it is that we are going, or what it is that we're creating. It's just, and that's the bifurcation. It's just not allowed. It's just full stop. That's it. Yeah. And that's where this is the energy of what I think is so interesting. Again, we've all found ourselves here. Yeah.
Now here, if anyone does not know this area, it's very much surrounded by the same mountain range that extends into the Albion, which is again Scotland, the Highlands, and that's why a lot of that group of humans came over and ended up here.
Yeah, because this looks the same.
It looks the same.
Beautiful.
It's absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
When you're here and you're like, what? Because there was never a moment in my entire existence where I ever said, I want to live in Tennessee.
Nope, me either.
Or the South, or the East Coast has even been very difficult. Lived in New York City for 9 years, and every day I was like, what in the actual am I doing here?
Yeah.
Because it's just the East Coast. In comparison, as you well know, to the West is, we are talking, the Pacific Ocean is Magick.
Yeah.
The Atlantis, what? The Atlantic Ocean is frenzy, weird, crazy, hot energy. It's so different. It is so different.
Night and day.
Yeah. But we are here to, it's cultivating an energy that it's cultivating as we are speaking.
Yes.
And that feels really good.
Yeah.
Amongst all the pain and letting go energies, and amongst all of that, to know that there is a really big divine purpose and brewing.
It's a brewing.
It's a brewing.
It's a
we got the cauldron.
We got the cauldron going. It's happening. And we don't know what it's going to come out like, what it's going to look like, taste, smell, feel like, but we're here for it, at least today. I can't say what tomorrow will bring, because when I said that, sometimes and we've been talking about this a lot, like these times I'm like, I don't know if I want to be here for it, like just that energy. Like, can I keep going? Can I do this? Like it's felt so hard lately. Can I do it? I've never questioned myself like that in my entire life, ever. I've always been like, I got this.
Exactly.
I got this. And now I'm like, I don't know.
Exactly.
Because I think this time is also, the veil is a lot thinner too, and lots of people are leaving.
Yes.
For all kinds of reasons.
Sure. And many unnecessarily.
And
too early.
From bioweapons and other things. We know. Okay. But there's many people who are on this timeline who are also leaving. Maybe they're going to do things and
pull energy from that other side, essentially. Yeah, for sure.
So it's not like I have a death wish or anything like that. It's just, sometimes I feel like I'm going to just implode and it's too hard and I can't do it. And that's the new feeling for me in my life.
Me too.
And secondly, it's maybe I'm better off somewhere else and helping from a different, because it just seems like it would be easier. Can I make this stop for just a minute?
Yeah, I know. And it's a feeling it's the void. When you're in the womb, when you're in creation, when you're in really in the in-between spaces, like ether, like when you're in that, and you're creating from that place, which is the clean slate, which is the 0 point, which, I don't know, all these words, they all mean the same thing in what my feelings about it are. And so when you're in that space, it's very different because you're creating from a place without a map.
Oh yeah.
Or the blueprint it's like creating a new blueprint, maybe? Yeah. Ooh, creating a new blueprint.
Ooh, as we go.
Yeah. That gave me chills. Okay.
Yeah. Because we know things are different now than they ever were before. So all the spiritual teachings, a lot of them hold, but some of them are like, okay, you come in with the blueprint and here's what you're going to do. And all the things.
Exactly.
But I don't know that's true for everybody in terms of how we choose prior but it's all
and
new.
Then it's not changeable.
Right. Oh, it's always free. We have free will. We have, we're working together. Again, time doesn't exist. It's not like something was predestined and then we live that out.
Exactly.
Like that's not, I don't think.
I've never felt that was the case.
I haven't either. I've always felt like it's
malleable. And there is, what I do know, there is an origin or original creation. There are original creation codes. Those are blueprints coming back online. But bringing those blueprints back online in a time that basically you have to strip away everything simultaneously and fill. It's like you have to take everything out of the cauldron while you're pouring the original recipe in.
Right. Yeah.
You actually aren't going to get potentially the origin. You're going to get a mishmash, which nobody knows.
Yes.
I don't know. That was interesting. Thanks for going on that journey with me. It's like coming out.
It is. It's a lot of this.
All of it is.
Yeah, all of it is.
We just got our cups.
Promise it's just water.
We are going to have cider later.
Yes, we are.
That's going to happen.
We're having cider.
Maybe a Jello shot.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. I know where we can get
I don't know.
one.
I wouldn't.
I know where we
no.
can get one, but...
But you're not going to get the original recipe per se. You can have all the same ingredients, but it's going to come out differently because of everything that has transpired. Like oh my God, when you really...
Yeah.
When you've gone to the underworld, when you see the underbelly of this realm.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, that, and I know you've probably talked about this, but that's something that we all need to, and I think by now, hopefully we are aware that this is something we all need to be aware of, is that, and not be afraid of it.
Yeah.
That's the fearless part. I've never been afraid to look at the darkness or the dark side of what's here, because I know that it to be true.
Yeah.
It's a truth. I go, oh yeah, that's happening.
Yeah.
And we need to be aware of that and not to dwell on it and to be afraid, because I'm not afraid of it. I'm not. And there's so many people who are afraid of the collapse of all the systems in society, whatever. And I'm like, but it's all, as long as we stay true and as long as we continue to, it doesn't, and maybe we won't make it in our bodies through, and that's, but I'm like, but that's not a bad thing.
No, not when that's another acceptance that I've had to have, is it's truly, like, really dying and then rebirthing while you're still alive.
Oh. And
understanding the transition, transformation. That's a whole other level too that this has been
and
the
that's
reason.
Way harder than just dropping the body.
Way harder.
Dropping the body is, that's just, I feel like that's going to be like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
What a relief.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah. Like, okay. But this, being here and staying here and doing the birth and the death and rebirth thing, it has however many 100 million times that we're going to do it. That's hard.
Exactly. Because it's happening so fast. It's happening so fast. This unfolding. It's just like, it's like keeping going on and keeping up with that energy. There's been days where, and that feeling of, because even when I got at my most ill, what is happening moment, and no one in this planet could help me. It was my own journey that had to bring me to that truth, because the mainstream ain't gonna help you.
Nope. They got no idea about these things. That's
funny.
Yeah.
I never even, there were days when I would collapse, when I'd be like, I would cry or whatever. Yeah. Then that all went away. And then I was like, I got this. And then now to be back in this, like, it's a different energy of, can I actually do this?
Right.
Is it actually possible?
Yeah.
I'm uncertain.
Yeah.
And that, I guess it's uncertainty, which I've, like you, also, that feeling. And so I get it. Yeah. Because I've never been uncertain about one thing in my life.
Me either. I've always been so certain about everything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I can't think of one moment where I haven't stood up and been like, oh, whatever, I got this.
Yeah. Yep.
Dust off.
Moving on. Here we go.
Pick back up.
Yep.
But this feels different.
It does. It's a very different, and it's okay. And it's humbling. Yeah. It's so humbling to be like, I don't know. I just don't know from day to day. And then there's a challenge with that, because there's people in my life who have known me in a certain way and so strong and so just, I got this vibe, and to see me now and some of the things that I say, that to me it's like, you get it. I'm not suicidal. I'm really not.
No, it's
not like that even at all.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different, but then it's, Tara, are you okay?
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? How come you're not moving through this?
I think this is really powerful to talk about, because see, this is vulnerability, the genuine, this is full transparency.
Yes.
And that's where we all have to be. Because if we're not talking about it,
Is.
yeah.
The fuck is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to talk about this. And
Yeah.
if anyone's feeling this way, you are not alone.
You are not
like,
alone.
I don't even know how to say that
Yeah.
in a different, you're just really get that. And I do feel, by the way, that this is something that's coming through female form. There's something about the energy that's requiring, we could go into that's a whole other conversation, I think, but
yeah.
it's when the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine is coming fully online within us, I really feel that many of us females came in with that divine feminine fully on, that indigo, the blue ray, all those things, and now we are truly having to integrate like the divine masculine, which is different.
Very different.
And it is, see, it's like that. It's like surrender meets stand in it.
Yeah.
Be in it.
Yep.
Feel it.
Yep.
And don't have the answers.
Yeah.
And still take step forward.
Yep.
And that to me is, I've never not had the answer. Also.
Yeah. I know. Everybody in my life who's ever known me would tell you that I always have the answer to something. But it's true. And now it's very much an I don't know space. And it's very scary for people who know you and then who go, oh, what, you don't know? Well, shit, if you don't know, we're all screwed.
Exactly, because when you're that, but I think that actually in that is the answer, or
it's the invitation.
The initiation.
Initiation, yeah, for others to, because a lot of times we think we have the answer, whatever, and it's just our ego, our mask, and whatever.
Yeah.
And this time, I know it is for no longer censoring ourselves, whatever that is, and whatever that means. Like, you just have to be it, feel it, say it, think it, come out with it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's okay.
Yeah.
Just come out with it. Don't, like, you are supported, you are loved, you are guided. Sometimes I don't even believe all those things I just said. In these past few months, I'm like, I don't know, am I just going to fall through the floor?
And being okay with feeling that.
Yes. Which is something I've never allowed myself to do.
Same.
Because I'm like, oh no, I know. I do have a strong faith and trust. I do.
Yeah.
I always have. But it's been totally like, I don't know. Are any of those things true? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like rewriting code. I feel I just keep going back to this code, the code.
Yeah.
And there's blank spaces in the code, and we're like rewriting it in a way. And that is interesting because there's no, I really feel like what I keep getting is stop. We're not, this is, you write it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. There's no laid out, set out. There's no template, guys. As you go, you're doing this. We're creating whatever is coming next.
And so people that are very much addicted to, where's my download?
Yeah.
Are gonna be very challenged in this energy because you're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
Meaning, write it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rewriting ourselves into it.
Oh,
that's interesting. Because there's so many spiritual energies that kind of take the Natalie part away, take the Tarah part away. We're just here to be the vessel and and that I think has been very true up until the now. Where now we have to rewrite ourselves back in because actually it's our code that we're writing simultaneously that is going to actually unfurl the next steps or the next layers or whatever. And becoming important again to yourself, but not in the way that it has.
No, not in the distorted way.
Self-important way.
Yeah, but just in like our unique essence is actually the code that we are creating and writing into whatever the future will be. Because
again, this is what I have received many insights on, dream times, meditations. It's come through so many times in different ways. There is no time ever like the now, meaning cleansing and purging this realm of the faction that just is never going to blend, and that's just now a known fact. And so now it has to be these energies have to be separated, and it needs to, because again, it's pulling and stripping and tearing. And so while that's happening, while that's being purged, there's never been life forms, and we have never been on a planetary or in a planetary being while that's all happening. So there is no, again, that is part of the thing. We don't have the answers for you. Like, I know you're looking up or wherever and thinking, give me the why, or whatever. That answer isn't going to come in the form that we want it to. Just do this. Instead, the answer's coming in, I don't know, write it.
Oh, here, let me give you this experience that's been the most painful experiences of your entire life, that you think you're going to die every single day, and then that shit's going to come from that. And you're like, thanks a lot.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much. Like, seriously, thank you. What?
Why didn't you tell me to flip to the other side where I could read all this? Okay.
I know. I did not sign this contract. We're talking about contracts. There are not 2 wedding signatures on this contract. It's null and void. No, I cancel it.
Oh wait, you're saying I did what? I don't know.
I don't know. I question that every day. I'm like, I don't know about this. I don't think I did. I don't think I said yes to this. I don't think I did.
Yeah, mine has, and
you misheard me.
Yeah, I said,
and you heard yes. When really, it was no, clearly.
It may have been mixed. I don't know. It may have said maybe and yes and no at the same time.
I was having a seizure. I mean, God, you're supposed to know when I'm having a seizure, okay?
You know that I bit my tongue. Oh, even though I was in light form, but still.
On that super sweet pineapple that from heaven. Come on. Totally teasing. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, and so when you feel like that, and I know there are many that are, I know, it is not. Nope. It is so not. And it's not being able to use your innate gifts and be with your gifts, your uniqueness, your snowflakeness of beingness. It's actually, I think, to bring those codes or those elements so back on fully in a way that's like just doing it and just being in it and just expressing these kinds of things to show that I am just walking with every step that's really, I don't actually really know where I'm stepping at all.
Yeah.
And being able to do that.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
That's the work.
That's the work.
Yeah.
That's what it feels
like.
That sounds
right to me.
Yeah. Which is, I don't really, and I don't know if I always want to, and I don't know if we have to always take that step forward. It can be like we run around backwards for a minute and then.
Or we can take a seat,
Yeah, sit down for a
grab
while.
A Jell-O shot. Just chill. You can do that too.
You can do that too.
You can lay down. Yeah. Just be like, I'm not, just give me a minute. I need to take a nap. That's okay.
It's interesting. Lots of naps lately.
Every day, every afternoon, I lay on my couch. Every single afternoon. There's this point where I'm like,
shutting down.
Yep.
Mark has had it's happening. It's not just female form, by the way. Right. But I feel like there's a grief thing through female form happening. Yeah. That's what I'm really.
The male is actually, they're getting something for themselves because, as we've talked about, was it you who were saying you feel like they've had it even harder than?
Oh yeah.
Because it's just been so construed, this whole masculine, toxic masculine. And
like
now
men can't cry, you can't show your emotions,
right.
You can't. Man, to be completely boxed in
and just be like, oh, it must be man, or whatever. It's like, and now in order for them to continue in their divine masculine, they have to be able to incorporate their divine feminine, which is the receiving energy. And that's also receiving your woman, receiving the divine feminine externally, which you can do if you start receiving her externally, it'll help you internally, and vice versa. But if you can't, so they have their whole fucking journey.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a whole nother, it's not easier, it's just different.
It's just different. Yeah. It's interesting. And again, this we should have another episode about this twin flame, twin ray, soul, whatever words, because that is Mark and I knew from the moment I met him, that was, because, wow, I had to move 3,000 miles away to do it. You had to.
I didn't even know I was doing it.
And so there's moments like that, but uncovering the truth of what that actually means, it is about these sacred template origin energies of this earth coming back online. And that we're having to weave it back in, literally, physically, individually, as the couple, and all the energies around that, and the different stages.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should have another chat on that.
Yeah, because I think there is a lot of misconception about twin flame. Because it's
so easy,
and I'm like, you have no idea what it actually means if you're excited about it. It doesn't mean that it's not the most amazing, blissful love unconditionally that you could ever possibly feel in human form, because it is that.
It is unconditional.
It is unconditional completely. And from the outside, it can look all kinds of things, dysfunctional, like it can look like all kinds of stuff.
It can.
And it is also the most, in my experience, painful experience, the most bliss, it's because they have to be. It's
truly mirroring.
Yes, it is.
Like on a level that if you've never experienced that mirroring,
I thought, you think, life is a mirror, so I get mirrors all the time. Yeah, I've had relationships. Sure. This is not that. This is, if you are experiencing a twin flame relationship, you have asked for the most catalytic, intense growth. You've asked for completion.
That's it.
In this lifetime, you've asked for completion.
Yeah.
And that's very rare. It's very rare. Most people do not. And cannot actually hold that or do that. And that's where I'm like, I don't know if I can. I honestly, I don't know if I want to. It's just, oh my God, how much can it's just like I just want to.
Yeah.
Whew.
And again, it is the stages too.
Yeah.
Mark and I, this is our 13th year.
Yeah.
So the
you guys
divine
are well past,
feminine year, but to get here.
Yeah. It's worth it.
Oh,
so
yes.
I hear. It's totally worth it.
Oh.
I'm like, yeah. Is it? Because if not, I'm just peace out. Okay.
No, to actually experience unconditional love in physical, tangible form, so fucking worth it. But the growth and the ask and the, that there have been, it's so challenging.
Yeah.
But so worth it when you know that this is exactly what this is, and it isn't the distorted version or the it's nighttime vibe kind of feeling. It's not that.
It's not that. If anybody tells you they are not in a twin flame,
they are not.
Yeah.
That is like a lust.
I've had moments.
I've been in those.
Me too. I was gonna say those are great.
It's pretty fantastic.
Are the ones that are worth everything. You're like, oh my God, that's so amazing. Like, how is this even possible that it's this good, right?
Yeah, until it's not.
Until then, it's not again. Suddenly, like the next day.
Yeah. Oh, this is okay. I get it. That was a distorted version for sure. Fun nonetheless.
Yeah.
But not the realness that.
Yeah.
So it's the genuine. So yes, it is worth it. But it doesn't make it any less challenging.
Easier. And your twin may not, you know what I mean? That's the part that is the pain part. No, not knowing. Again, it's the unknown.
The unknown.
Maybe he will, maybe he won't step up and be able to
That's it.
Embody that divine masculine.
That's it.
That's the painful.
That is the painful part.
And that's the part that it's, I don't know if I can live with that. I don't know if I want to. And that's when it comes back to taking all that unconditional, all that love, and just pouring it in to yourself and finding a space where you can be at peace with whatever happens.
Yeah.
Which I'm not there yet. I am not there.
Yeah, and being okay with just not being there. Because that's the other part. I've said this before. We live in such a overnight pill, just this feeling of before and after picture society, where we forget that fuck the before and after photo stuff.
What happened
in the middle?
Yeah.
That's the journey. That's the quest. That is the answer. That is everything. Where you get to after is brilliant, and where you were before, and if it's better, then brilliant. But to live in that frame of mind is just so toxic.
It's so toxic. It's all social media.
Oh, it is.
Really,
And it's always these before and after photos of, oh, look at me before, but now! And it's,
now I've conquered everything, and I'll never be unhappy ever again. Look at my six-pack.
Oh, now you're perfect.
Now you have a six-pack? That's the end.
Now.
That's it. You didn't need to ever do anything else in your entire life.
No, not ever. No, in fact,
you
nothing.
Lift a finger.
No.
You just lay there and look beautiful.
Yeah. Just that's
it.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not it.
No, that's not it. That's not. God, if it were that easy.
That would be nice.
You know what? And this is too, like people say, and it is true, that ignorance is bliss.
I have lots of flowers in my drink.
Oh yeah. Like the whole theme of this episode, being from the future is hard. Wouldn't it? Sometimes I'm like, I just wish I could be just a muggle and just come in and or a pleb or whatever, and not know or care or have any desire to seek higher like purpose or
that whole ignorance is bliss.
That's what, ignorance is bliss. Like I'm cool with. Sometimes I'm like, I'd be cool with that. Can I?
No, and then for 3 seconds, I think about it. I'm like, nah, I can't. This is not gonna happen. No. I wouldn't. No, actually, ever.
It's not. Or couldn't.
Possible.
It's not. But sometimes I am envious.
I am
of that like level of just.
I know.
Not caring about any of this stuff.
I know. Because it is easier.
Oh yeah, it's definitely easier.
But then I'm like, but is it?
Yeah, it's easier on one level.
There's so many layers to that.
Yeah,
especially today.
Oh yeah, because you're gonna have some
rough
wake up. You're gonna have some rough times.
Yeah, and that is, I think, the other element to it is today. 100 years ago, different.
Yeah.
100 years ago.
Pick your potatoes, you're fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Simplicity was, but not today.
No.
Because it's gotten so out of absolute control.
Yeah.
So extreme.
Yeah.
That now it's not possible.
No. And that's why I think I know, it's probably you too, I am called, maybe it's the same for you, but I am called to a very simple life.
Yeah.
Like in the physical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I want very simple. I don't need much.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to, it used to be in my 30s. Oh my God, I'm going to be like a world speaker. I'm like, I want to have so many people and just I'm going to write my books and I'm going to speak to thousands of people on stage. It's going to be amazing. It's going to help me clear any of my blocks that I have. And now I'm like, sure, if you give me a microphone and say, go talk to these people, I'll be like, okay. It's a different energy to it. It's like a very different.
Safe.
I just want to have like my house and my garden and my yard and like some land and like beautiful, wonderful people around me to love and cherish and laugh and have fun and have conversations like this. And sure, I want to do my work in the world and but very
it's different,
simple. Like keep it simple, stupid.
Different. Yeah. Exactly. And that has been an interesting shift to watch unfold like within. Okay, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes I'm almost battling it a little bit because I'm like, ugh, that doesn't sound, that's so not me. And it's, but it is,
Yeah.
And that is part of the other deprogramming that I've had to rip the cords out even more because that again, like lately what's been coming in is in joy I-N joy versus E-N joy. It's almost like external joy versus in the...
Yep.
And that really is having to come online in a big way.
Yep.
Which, again, I'm just not used to that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, living in New York for 9 years, you
Yeah.
said? Yeah, which we've all lived. I've lived in city, whatever.
Yeah,
It's like,
LA.
yeah. It's nuts. When you live in a city, you're
Yeah.
picking up so much of
Oh
everybody
my
else's
God.
stuff that it's almost impossible to really... No, it's not impossible, obviously, but it's a lot harder
I think it
It's a
might
lot
be impossible.
harder.
I don't know.
to really be in your own energy.
Yeah.
And just be like, what is it that I want?
Because you're on
And-
top of each other in
Yeah.
buildings and
Yeah.
in the subway and
Yeah.
in the things or whatever. LA,
Yeah.
you're in a car on top
Yeah.
of people.
It's
I don't think it can happen. I've
really hard. It's really hard to
and
heal
that is
yourself.
why so many of us
have been like,
have
exit, get me the
out in
fuck outta here.
droves. We're done.
Yeah.
This is
not it.
No, this isn't
not
it.
But what comes along with that is this external, even for very spiritual people, whatever, to strive externally. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's like, where is that coming from? That drive to want, what, like success in how many followers you have,
Yeah.
or even money, or again, nothing
Yeah.
wrong with any of these things when it comes from a different place.
When you look at me
As
of
energies,
yeah.
but to be like, oh yeah, the whole empowerment movement of, oh yeah, and then it's just a different, it's just,
Yeah.
and it's hard to deprogram that, because then it's like, oh, you're either lazy or, I don't know, just some weird distortion of like, why don't you want all those things for yourself?
Yeah, the keeping up with the Joneses
Yeah.
crap, the car, the house, all that shit that literally means, it means
Less than nothing.
if that's even possible.
Right.
What is that? It's nothing. It's less than that. Whatever.
It just, it doesn't even matter. But even in like our careers or our work that we do in the world, it's, don't you want to just reach millions and millions?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
even that, it's,
Yeah.
again, it comes back to really care.
Exactly.
don't
And it's we need enough to sustain, but we can't to get greedy and to live above the sustaining.
Right.
Is really the level that needs to be let go, because
Yeah.
that doesn't matter.
And it doesn't serve,
And
it starts to
doesn't-
flip the switch. Are you serving anybody, or are you serving yourself?
Exactly. Therein lies the
Yeah.
service to others versus service to self pathways that
Yep.
very much, when you read it in that light,
Yep.
it's very clear.
Yeah.
And I know very quickly when I see I know we have lots of flowers in our hair, drinks. It's easy to see. It's
Yeah.
easy to discern the difference.
Yeah.
So talk about the natural law programs that you're doing, because I think that is really imperative. It's good.
Yeah, thank you. I started getting clued into this right up in 2020, right after all the shit went down, and I was like invited to this meeting in California with state nationals, and what is this? What is this? What is this? And then it was about, do I need to do things in the physical for more freedom? Is that necessary? And I sat with that for a while. Because I was coming out of such a phase of, oh, I don't need to do anything in the physical, like it's all energetic, like that kind of phase. And then this, I think, is what really brought me back into, oh no, but I'm here to actually anchor in the physical, because our actions in the physical actually catalyze our internal processes. And I have not seen that, and I've been an acupuncturist and a coach for 20 plus years, and I have never seen anything catalyze people's inner growth and expansion and deprogramming. I've never seen anything catalyze deprogramming more than this topic, and that is the topic of natural law and the principles of nature, but also then we go on to, like, in the US, of course, but it's all over the world. It's not just in the US. But okay, how enslaved are we in our daily systems? Who are we contracting with, and why? And how do we disentangle ourselves to our comfort level and take the steps we need to take? And why are we paying half of our money to go to fund war and other things that harm others? Isn't the whole point, the world we want to create, do no harm? But we are supporting harm by engaging in these systems that we think we have to, or we'll get in trouble. And then it's looking at, oh, I'm going to get in trouble. Are there external authorities outside of us? What does that mean? Why are we beholden to that or to them? Who can have authority? Can anyone have authority over us? Is that possible? Who do we answer to? all of these questions are wrapped up in this natural law thing. And I help people, learn and understand the fundamentals and foundation of that, but also then take the action steps to disentangle themselves, which brings up all the inner stuff.
Yeah.
It's wonderful to watch. I mean, I'm there to support people, but it's their own process, and you got to go through it.
Yeah.
You can't not.
Exactly.
Let me tell you right now, when you decide to send your revocation of election to pay income tax, it's like the most liberating feeling, one of the most liberating feelings I've ever had in my life, to be like, I am canceling my contract with these people, men and women who have no authority over me and never did. That, it's amazing how that feels when you think it's not that big of a deal.
Right. Yeah. It all of a sudden, it is a big deal.
It is.
And you realize the weight of all that crap. It's brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Very important. Vital. Critical.
And this time. Eventually it won't matter, but right now it's part of the bridge for people to, again, the external steps, do they matter? Yes. Not in and of themselves, but they matter for our freedom and our...
They matter.
Yeah, they matter. They matter.
Yeah, for all those reasons.
Yep, you can go to my website and then check on the natural law tab, and it'll tell you when it's coming up.
Yeah.
The next round.
This is on a similar level, like why I really love doing the Eightfold Sun Calendar, organic calendar workshops and stuff, because it's a reclamation on another level. Because again, even the calendar that we use is a Gregorian Pope related contract that I don't agree with, and I say no. Getting back to nature and the organic energies that we used to hold sacred.
Yes. And used to form our lives around, our physical lives around.
Yeah. And honor, reverence again. So it's in all these ways that we can reclaim our true organic birthright.
Yeah.
Whew. Whew. Ah, this is wonderful.
Yay, it was so wonderful. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, and thank you all for going on this weaving journey with us.
Thank you.
Till next time. Thank you for listening to the Disrupt Now podcast. Please leave us a review. Also, if you want to get these episodes to your inbox, go to disruptnowpodcast.com and you can drop your email in. You can also see all of the episodes since day one. If you'd like to connect, we have a couple of different ways. You can join us on Telegram. The group is called Awakening Magick. Or if you want to drop a line, email us at info@natalieviglione.com. Thank you for being here on this journey to awaken the magic again.